Good morning and welcome, everyone. It is truly, and can you hear me? Truly an honor to welcome all of you to this year's Women's Hemispheric Network Miami forum in Miami. My name is Maria Lourdes Teran. I'm Vice President of the Council of the Americas offices in Miami. I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to be here again with you, as I say, in 3D. We're going to retire Zoom for a very long time. This is the first in-person Women's Hemispheric Forum in Miami since 2019. And today signifies a real milestone for our organization. Not only was last year the 10th anniversary of our Women's Hemispheric Network globally, but today is the 7th year WHN, as we call it internally, is being held in Miami. So we're really, really grateful. We have a strong community of empowering young professionals and participants from across the Americas that have joined us and really supported, this ongoing forum for many, many years. So we're really, really grateful. We have a terrific and inspiring lineup for you today. The folders in each one of your seats has the agenda and the impressive biographies of each of our speakers. We begin with Marcello Coltro from NBCUniversal, who will share his perspectives on amplifying women's voices. Thank you, Marcelo, for being here. Following Marcelo, we have two excellent panels. The first will focus on women and well-being in the workplace, which will discuss the changes in the global workforce and the post-pandemic effects on women. For the second panel, a group of women leaders in crypto and fintech, something we hear about a lot lately, will share their perspectives on how to make a largely male-dominated field more inclusive and diverse. And we end the day with an interactive workshop during lunch where you will be guided by table leaders on the importance of harnessing your confidence in the workplace, something I think we all are always thinking about. So before we begin, I want to give really thank you to our sponsors. We appreciate so much the support. One of them is Goldman Sachs. I know we have Agustina here from Goldman Sachs. Goldman actually supports our initiatives for our Women's Hemispheric Network globally, Organon, Greenberg Traurig, and Apple. I would also like to give a very special thank you to Yosbel Ibarra, who joins us today. Yosbel, I think you have to raise your hand. He is the very, very wonderful gentleman of Greenberg Traurig, who is hosting us in these beautiful offices. So again, thank you. Greenberg not only supports our initiatives in Miami, but also globally. So we're really grateful. It allows us to continue to drive our mission. So I really hope that all of you enjoy today, learn from each other, share ideas that will inspire us all to continue to evolve. I think that's really important. And please meet each other. I hope you get to meet all the amazing women and men that join us today. So now it is my pleasure to introduce somebody who in my next life, I want to have her name, Angelique. I mean, how beautiful is that name? Angelique Lett, shareholder at Greenberg Traurig.
Good morning, everyone. It is so delightful to see all of your faces. I would like to welcome you to Miami. I hear that a number of you have traveled, and given the weather that we had earlier today, I'm very delighted that you made it here. And also welcome to Greenberg Traurig. We are so delighted to be able to host, especially since you all are now back in person and we are able to fellowship and learn from one another. As was mentioned, my name is Angelique Lett, and I am a litigator here in the Miami offices of Greenberg Traurig. And it is so great to be back after the pandemic that has shaken a lot of our lives and changed a lot of us to our core and has forced us to alter our behavior and alter the way that we see and move through the world. It is really, really delightful to see as many women that I see remaining in the workplace and being able to travel and anchor themselves into their jobs. I returned to Greenberg Traurig in the pandemic, and I was happy to return to a place that really valued women being here, and not only being here, but thriving here, making a place for us and making sure that they were flexible and adjustable enough for us to be able to continue the work. And it looks like, and I am delighted to see that the Women's Hemispheric Network embraces, embraces and challenges companies to do the same. So I welcome you. I am delighted to hear from you. I am looking forward to learning more from you. And I hope that we get to continue this conversation. Thank you.
Exactly what we're going to do today. So I want to welcome our first keynote speaker, Marcello Coltro, Senior Vice President, Affiliates, Marketing, and Creative at NBC Universal Media. Marcello will be giving a keynote presentation on being an ally and empowering women's voices. Welcome, Marcello. We're very excited to have you.
Yeah, the first one in the morning normally it doesn't work that well because I have very high level of ADD. So probably I'm going to forget everything I wrote down in the presentation. So I'm going to be looking back and say, oh, that's right. That's what I wanted to say. Right. So thank you so much for having me. And thank you, Sally and G. Sally and I, we are partners in crime. We work together at NBC Universal. What do I have to do this?
Yeah, there's something. Yeah.
How the mic is gone. Okay, so. I can see the mic.
It's inside.
It's in the pocket. Okay, so good. That was all the emotion from this morning. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So Sally and I, like I was saying, you know, we work together at NBC Universal in several areas, right? We do sales, clients, relationship with, I believe, 800 clients in America. We run out the regional production. So we work really together, and she knows what it means to have an ally working with her. I don't know I was an ally. I didn't know I was an ally until, you know, people start to invite me to a lot of those meetings and to make those speeches. And today I'm very glad that I'm able to help to amplify the voices of women everywhere. So I'm responsible for all the regional productions that we do in Latin America for our channels. We have Telemundo Internacional in entertainment, Universal TV, Studio, Sci-Fi, and we have also 5 premium channels under Universal Plus. So it's a huge responsibility because not only we're trying to take NBC Universal's D&I, diversity, equity, inclusion mission to Latin America, but also trying to open more this conversation with our audiences, you know. So we take this work very seriously, and we're trying to make sure that we follow the steps of our colleagues here in the US, and we translate that to an audience of more than 50 million people in Latin America. So what are the responsibilities that we have? And I'm going to talk a little bit about responsibilities. I think I have to turn here, right? So how to engage male leaders in the gender equity challenges, right? So this is, we work very close to the UN Women, ONU Mujer. And one of the things that we do is to get the message, you know, and the study that they do and translate it into our region, right? So male leaders can provide positive role models on gender equality by introducing fair employment practices, anti-discrimination measures, and gender inclusive decision-making, and by combating sexual harassment in the workplace. We all know that, you know, we talk about it. We talk about, you know, the importance to have men behind the gender equity fight or mission. And we also know that every time you have women succeeding in business, any kind of business, you know, we have progress for each one of the countries in the region. So we know that, but it's so hard to make sure that that our male executives, they follow and understand that mission and that responsibility. So for me, the most important part of our work is to understand that we are part of it, you know, that we really need to make a change. We need to give the opportunity to our female leaders so they can progress and grow in the company. How we do this is, if we don't do this, is we will not be able to help to diminish the difference in the equity that we have today between women and men in Latin America. So, which is bigger than here in the US. My personal experience, it started many years ago when I started producing the first reality show called Divas for Latin America. It was the first reality show competition where we were looking for new TV hosts in the countries. We did like 6 years in a row. And that format was a format that we would treat women with respect. So I don't know if you remember, if all the reality shows, they were very competitive, they were funny, they would put, you know, women in situations that were not very nice. And we changed that, you know, dynamic, and we launched something that really impacted all the markets. We ended up launching several reality shows with women in the region. And that started really to put a trademark in the type of work that I did as a producer, and getting close to changing a little bit what is the set, you know, design for what's coming in terms of television for women in Latin America. What was the major change is that we would hire not only the cast of 4 women, but we also had the background, we had the camera women, we had directors, producers. We made sure that we were having the perspective of the female behind on the creative work, not only on the camera, but behind the camera. And we always had about 60 to 70% of the crew was composed by women in those shows. It was gigantic, the change. It was something that at the time, we're talking about like almost 20 years ago, it was something very new. You know, we talk about the media industry, we still were very, very commanded by men. I think we still are, right? If you think, oh my God, you know, things has changed. I don't think they changed too much. But when I came to NBCUniversal, what really was interesting, they invited me for, well, they had a women's network event like this one. And when I came down and I saw, you know, about 100 people, I was the only executive, only man executive. I was like, well, what's happening here? So I was not supposed to be here, you know? And then Sally came to me and said, this is great, you know, because people can see that, you know, you guys should be getting involved with this. You know, I was a little bit shocked. And again, I'm so glad to see here that we have a lot of men in this conference, which is great. But at the time, you know, we're talking about like 4 years ago, not talking about 10, 20 years ago. I was the only one. I didn't understand at the moment why. And then I started working very close to human resources and making sure that we start to implement some kind of invitation, you know, to other male leaders in our industry, our company, to see how they would get engaged and participate on those events, you know. So we have 4 words that we work with. The first one is responsibility. The second one is compromise, consistency, and resilience. And we're gonna get to resilience because you have to be resilient, you know. And how we do this is, as a male leaders, we need to understand that we're also responsible. Our actions should be consistent. And we must open the conversation and invite our colleagues to question the status quo and reevaluate the daily actions, educating what is the process in an aggression, independent of level, to bring respectful and fair environment. Why consistent? You know, this is not what we say, we tell everyone, this is not just a marketing trend, right? As, oh, we're trending now, we're talking about women. Now, this is really a mission that we have to do. We have to be resilient. I have meetings that I have other colleagues of mine rolling their eyes saying, oh my God, here he comes again. And you have to go again. You have to go again. You have to go again. You have to be the pain until people understand that you need to bring that to the conversation. There are some very important questions that we have to do in our industry. Here you see the picture of Mad Men. I don't know who saw this show. It's a great show, but really brings what was to be a woman in the advertising industry. And it was really tough. You know, I kind of lived this in my industry too. When I started working, we used to invite, you know, clients in the cable industry to, you know, we're being recorded here. That's great. We used to invite clients in our industry in the events to street clubs. You know, it was like, you know, I was super young. I was like 20, 21 years old. And I, you know, I would go in and say, okay, oh, we're going to a trade show. We're going to NAPI. And then suddenly we were taking, you know, our clients. And I was like, I didn't understand that, right? Because I came from education was very matriarchal. And I was in shock, right? I was in shock. Again, I'm talking about like 20, 22 years ago. So it's not like I'm talking about 100 years ago. No. So really, I started to see, and that shocked me. That was for me, was like the first like impact I had. I was this kid coming from Brazil. I was working for country music television. You know, I was so excited to be in Nashville. And then suddenly I started to see that was a very, very machista environment. And I came from a different education. I came from a different kind of perspective. So again, that helped me also to drive me and to create that necessity to change that dialogue, right? To change that, you know, I saw that with the power I had in my hands, being a man, being white, you know, having the opportunity to work for great companies, you know, I had to do something. I shouldn't be quiet, right? Obviously, if you're quiet, it's easy because then, you know, you're not, you know, doing anything. But I was the one persistent, you know, oh, here he comes again, right? So Marcello comes again, Marcello's come again, and but you have to do this. If you're not like that, you know, you're not going to make a change, you know. So again, in that wake-up call, what I saw the most was with my colleagues was not compromise, lack of commitment, detachment. They would say, this is not my fight, you know, why I'm doing this, right? It's like, why I'm joining, why do I need to help to give voices to women everywhere? And I think the worst behavior that I found throughout my career was the people that were passive listeners. You know, I think when we are together with other men discussing things or business, it's very common that we talk or about men talking about other women. You know, it's like, you know, oh, this and that, or she's hot, you know. So in that moment that we are alone, you know, is the moment that we need to voice out. Is the moment that we have to say, this is not proper, this is not right, you shouldn't be saying that. Recently, I had a case where I heard one of our colleagues saying, oh, I have to change the candidate we are hiring because she's pregnant, you know? So there are things that we go and say, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm still listening to those things. So one of the things that you need to do is take that responsibility, take that resilience, that commitment, and make sure that every time that you listen to a colleague of yours saying things like that, you need to change that mindset. You know, and again, you become the one that says, oh, here he comes again. And I think it's great. I really want to make sure that I'm bothering these people, that I'm making it, so, yeah, I'm coming again, because we need to change the speech. It's not nice, it's not fun, it doesn't make you look good, you know? So you need to understand that really that's not good for us, for our brand, for our company, and you need to make that change. So I always do that. And I think it's something that we as a man, we have to make sure that we are implementing and we are making the change of the mindset of our colleagues, right? So there are two things that I do with my team and with everyone that I'm working with in terms of amplifying the voices of women everywhere. One is the top of the iceberg, right? So we're building credibility through the formats we're creating. We are reaching out to audiences, search and developing new formats. We have a manifesto campaign. We are supporting communities and CSR's activities. But down below, there are a lot of things that we need to do, managing by example. You know, so people can see that what we are doing is not just, again, it's just a trend or it's a fashion, it's a market. No, it's not that. That this is something that we have to do and have to be consistent, and we have to do. It's a long-term plan, right? So among all those things, you know, we have a mentorship program at NBCUniversal. So I make sure that every time they invite me in the past 3 years, I only mentor women. So I'm giving the power of being a role model, and I give experience and exposure in the platform, right? Second, all my production crews, like I said, they are more than 50%. They get to be 60%. Going to see the numbers that we have. We give exposure opportunities to everyone, obviously, but especially to our female leaders. We promote them. We have a constant involvement, and even like the voiceovers. You know, there were cases that when I started working for the company, we had a difference in voiceovers that we were paying for women and men, and we were making sure that we equalize. So Sally also helped me to make the study and make sure that everyone was getting paid, you know, equally in terms of services. And we launched a lot of the employee resource groups that included the Women's Network in Latin America. So, and we are working very close to HR because there's always this question saying how we can have more female leaders at the top, right? So one of the things that we need to do is to change recruitment, because it's very easy when you're hiring someone that they will bring you almost men. It's like you get a list of, I just hired recently 3 roles. And when you see the list of candidates, it's like 90% are men. So we go back to the recruiters and please make an effort. You know, I need more diversity. I need more candidates, at least to give the exposure. We're going to end hiring, obviously, the most capable one, but you need to get the opportunity. You have to get the opportunity for people to get interviewed, you know, because you're really training people to get that exposure and having the opportunity to grow in the career. And also, we do a lot of career planning and mentorship. Those are numbers that I have in my department. Today, 67% of my VPs are women, 63% of all the leaders women, 53% of the overall team are women. On the 23 productions that we're running this year, 83% of the leading protagonists are women, 74% of the producers behind, 48% of directors, and 58% of the crew. In terms of men, we also have a lot of diversity. We make sure that we are including all the communities that we have in Latin America. There are minorities, and they have the exposure as the Black community, LGBTQI+, etc. Like I mentioned, we reach more than 55 million households across Latin America with those brands. And I want to show you a little bit, you know, how is the long term, right? How we're making that change, how we're creating this platform. This plan has been done in the past 4 years. And it's not only, you know, helping and amplifying voices of women, it's also understanding the layers and the diversity and how you make the change, not only on the corporate side, but also how people see, you know, the behavior, how we can change the behavior. So we launched the first reality show for plus size models in Latin America. It's very successful. We are already shooting our 4th season, and I'm going to show a little video because we work with production, so you know we have to bring videos with us all the time.
The fashion industry is no longer the same after Beleza GG, the series that showed the real life of plus-size models. In the first season, Mayara Russi consolidated her career in Brazil, and now she wants to go overseas.
Sua primeira repórter plus size do E no mundo.
From the hood to the world, Nawani Drummond returns from Europe with a luggage full of experiences.
Acredito que eu tenha mais trabalhos agora do que antes.
And Fluvia Lacerda, a plus-size supermodel, wants to shake the fashion world, creating its own brand of bikinis.
Ela acabou de lançar uma coleção de biquíni, mamãe. Bravudas.
This super trio received with arms wide open Elisa Fava, the new face of the plus-size fashion. Beleza GG gets into the 2nd season empowering plus-size women to see their potential. Beleza GG is part of Voces de E and the Diversity and Inclusion Campaign.
That was the kickoff to show that, beauty is everywhere. People were so amazed to see a brand like E Entertainment. You guys know E, right? All the fashion, and we were really highlighting a show showing, women of all sizes, and how they're impacting the world of fashion. The second show that we did, that we just ended the second season, I believe like last month, was Juju Bootcamp, which is the first reality where we have physical competition. It's the type of the Ninja Warrior, but only women can participate. And why did we choose this kind of format? Is to show how women has changing the fitness industry. The fitness industry has been an industry commanded by men for many years. And now if you see how women are getting into that through the, social media, bringing their own brand, they're really changing the scenario of the fitness industry everywhere. So we brought this incredible influencer in Brazil. She has more than 16 million followers only on Instagram. And, we really make it powerful. And my direction, to the team, the director, women director, producer, was I don't want to show sexy shots, right? I want to show, that they can be amazing sweating and making the exercise. So this is a little bit of what we had for Juju Bootcamp.
Juju Bootcamp é uma experiência transformadora. Vocês vão se reinventar aqui.
Que a gente pode ser mãe, a gente pode trabalhar, a gente pode treinar, a gente pode ser o que a gente quiser. É mostrar que a gente não tem nada de frágil.
The top-rated reality that shows women can be strong physically and emotionally returns to E in 2021. Bigger, more challenging, and prettier. Why not?
Superar as provas, superar os desafios.
A batalha continua.
Juju Salimeni, the fitness influencer with more than 60 million followers on Instagram, is coming back full of novelties.
Vocês vão precisar mostrar mais determinação, mais força e superar ainda mais limites. Vocês estão preparados?
Sim!
A diverse and talented group of candidates will work out their way through becoming the next Musa Fitness.
Força.
Lutem! Isso é pra você, meu filho!
The winner takes home a brand new car and an incredible trip to the Universal Orlando Resort. Juju Bootcamp is part of Voces de E.
Let me tell you, you don't want to be in this camp unless you really want to be in this camp. I was like, I tried to do some of the circuits. I was like, no, they can do it. And I think this is amazing. It's fantastic. Again, we showed a little bit that, yes, women can be strong emotionally and also physically. Then we came with Drag Me as a Queen. This is also the first reality show in Latin America commanded by 3 drag queens. But it's a show that was created to help women everywhere. So all the participants of Drag Me as a Queen, they are women. They go there, they pass through a process of conversation, and they transform that woman in a drag queen. It's an amazing show. It's very fun and very touchy because it really brings out, what the audiences are looking for in terms of rediscovering themselves. So all the women that are invited, they suffer some kind of trauma, right? It could be a trauma, a work trauma, a family trauma, or something that really changed or impacted their self-esteem. And doing this transformation into becoming a drag queen, becoming a diva, they have a huge change in their lives.
Drag Me as a Queen is the reality show that transforms women into drag queens.
Meu Deus!
A trailblazing show in Latin America.
Mas hoje eu vou ser uma queen.
The show is part of Voices of E, our diversity, equity, and inclusion campaign.
Existem milhares de mulheres e pessoas que nesse momento estão sofrendo, se odiando pelos padrões.
And in 2022, there's more. The 4th season of Drag Me as a Queen comes with lots of emotion, a true journey into the essence of being a woman. With lots of sparkle, music, and the magical glamour of the art of drag, and the appearance of Carol Conká and many more celebrities.
Mamacita tem uma faceta que nós ainda não conhecemos.
Acho que sim, o povo adora me chamar de fragmentada.
Okay, So that, again, a very successful format. We're in the season 4. This show I'm very proud of. We became very famous in Brazil because the president of Brazil talked a lot about the show. Let's say I didn't talk very good things, but anyway, he helped me to promote the show a lot. It's the first show ever made to give visibility to the transgender community in fashion. We had as our host Laís Ribeiro, which is an amazing talent model, Brazilian model from Victoria's Secret. You know, she is an activist that helped to change a lot the scenario, the quota for Black women in fashion. You know, so we decided that she would be amazing to help our girls to understand, you know, what are the difficulties that they have in the fashion industry as a model. It was a very, very complex production to do. We had to have, you know, psychiatrists at the set. We had to be very careful because this is a community that suffers a lot. You know, they suffers violence. In Brazil, Brazil is the #1 country in the world where they murder, you know, trans people, followed by Mexico, and third is the US. I'm sure there are a lot of places that they don't even know what is the death rate. So we really wanted to give a little bit of perspective to our audiences on the humanity behind those women, the transgender women and the community in Brazil. So this has been an incredible project. The winner got the cover of Bazaar magazine. I'm very happy to say from the 22 candidates, you know, almost everyone, they got a formal job, you know, a really good job, where they work in radio, they work in fashion, you know, they got a lot of visibility because of the show. Before they were, you know, the options would be prostitution or, you know, really it was not an option, right? So they suffered a lot. So let's take a look in Born to Fashion.
Que linda! O Born to Fashion percorreu o país todo atrás de mulheres trans que sonham em se tornar modelo. Sejam bem-vindas ao Born to Fashion.
É um sonho realizado, assim. Que vida de modelo não é fácil.
Não é mesmo?
Com certeza.
A gente tem clientes que vão reduzir vocês a pó.
Ai, meu Deus do céu. Eu fiz tudo que eu pude, tipo, eu dei o meu melhor.
Ser uma modelo é sempre buscar o seu lugar.
Nós somos pessoas incríveis e podemos ser profissionais incríveis. Eu, particularmente, quero muito a humanização da nossa comunidade. Ocupar esses espaços, pra mim, é sempre um motivo de muito orgulho, assim, de mostrar a minha beleza e existir nesse momento. É surreal, surreal. Essa experiência inteira é surreal. É perfeito. Esse é o meu melhor momento, viada.
Okay, so we're now getting ready to shoot the second season, and then we're going to go to air next year. And getting there, you know, Mayara Husi, as you saw in the first format that we showed you guys, she's a very famous plus size model today, thanks to the show. And she became our first plus size red carpet reporter, you know, so and again, this is fantastic that put Brazil in evidence, you know, for the company, you know, so we are so happy to have Mayara working for us in all the red carpets of the main events in Latin America. Finally, you know, we have 3 more shows that I want to show. The first one is con Carmen Aú. She's a great Mexican actress and presenter, and she's having her first talk show that deals only with themes that are important for Latinas in our channel.
Real people talking about topics that concern us.
¿Quién te dijo que puedes hablar del cuerpo de alguien?
Tendrías que luchar por el amor
No
propio.
tienes un cuerpo, eres un cuerpo.
Tengo cáncer y claro, los voy a hacer reír con esto, sí.
Talking with Carmen.
Con Carmen, con Carmen, con Carmen,
Con Carmen.
con Carmen, con Carmen.
And this closeness made the audience embrace the show in such a level that it became one of the favorite shows for target audience of women between 18 to 34 years old. with over half of the season in the top 10 of audience and positioning it in the number 3 with young women. This success was combined with the collaboration from Amazon Prime Video as sponsor and from Mega Cable, showing the whole season in exclusive on their VOD platform. Press across Latin America welcomed the show, giving us outstanding results in PR value and more than 402 plus publications. All of this thanks to a solid marketing and PR campaign covering Mexico and Central America and high levels of digital engagement. Con Carmen, a show that has no mute button, will keep the mic open for people like you and me. Join us next season. Coming soon.
Esto fue Con Carmen. Nos vemos en la próxima.
So again, giving a lot of visibility, we created a new format called Escuela Imparables, which is only to give opportunity for women, entrepreneur women in Latin America. So the winner gets a cash prize. She got, to work. We work in Mexico. So we did that with Carmen Villalobos, which is also a very known actress, Colombian actress. And we shot that in Mexico. And that was our first season. And we are shooting our second season this year.
In 2021, E launched a new reality show that prepares Latin American entrepreneurs to achieve success in business.
Es distinto desear que tener propósitos.
Escuela Imparables.
Lo que yo te digo es, tú puedes, mujer.
An original format hosted by the famous Colombian actress Carmen Villalobos.
Cuando nosotros nos proponemos algo, nada ni nadie nos puede parar.
And 5 successful mentors.
Estoy aquí para ayudar a que ustedes sean su mejor versión.
En las crisis me gusta más la resiliencia que la fuerza. Tienes esta oportunidad de estar sentada con estas personas, disfrútalo. Ustedes crearon sus propias marcas. Transmitan eso que les apasiona.
Tómense su tiempo, pónganse poderosas y sean su supermujer.
Who brought the essential skills to succeed in the business world and taught them to 12 Latin American entrepreneurs who participated in a reality that transformed their reality.
Estamos aportando valor todas con nuestras empresas.
Escuela Imparables. More than a competition, it's a place for empowerment, joined by millions of people, while rising total inspiration, admiration, and sorority across the region.
Yo creo que todas nosotras, si se caen 7 veces, se levantan 8.
Bringing together partners and sponsors.
Quiero decirles que hoy más que nunca van a poder generar un cambio. Felicidades.
Cross collaboration with our affiliates. A massive endeavor in marketing and PR. And outstanding digital results. Making the show succeed beyond the screen.
De verdad, las aplaudo, las felicito.
We are changing the role of women in business. And Escuela Imparables will open its door for a new season.
Esto apenas comienza.
Coming soon, only on E!
So we had a lot of classes and master classes with those amazing entrepreneurs in Mexico, and the audience could watch the classes besides the show. And finally, we're just in production this week with Ojos de Mujer. I don't know if anyone knows the phrase buenas, buenas. Anyone knows buenas, 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 buenas? So you know, right? Yes, we got Chiqui Bombon. Chiqui Bombon is this amazing influencer that has taken over, the social media in Latin America and here in the US. And she has a lot of energy. Chiqui Bombon is one of our presenters for Ojos de Mujer, together with Elizabeth Gutierrez, which is a Mexican actress, Erica de la Vega, which is a comedian, a Venezuelan comedian, and presented by Carla Medina. It's an amazing talk show where we have a lot of images that we put it, and the women talk about it through the eyes of a woman, so they have the right to have their own opinion and their own perception. And this show has been considered by the critics the best talk show in the Hispanic television in the US and in Latin America.
My body, my choice, my mind. My Voice.
Eso lleva ovarios, no pantalones.
With this message of empowerment, Chiqui Bonbon, Erika de la Vega, and Elizabeth Gutierrez opened the conversation on a talk show that celebrates female perspectives.
Claro, ella siempre la da donde la tiene que dar.
Hosted by Carla Medina.
Y hoy nos sentimos orgullosas de ser mujeres.
Ojos de Mujer, a show that amplifies different opinions on issues that matter to us.
Si nosotros partimos en la vida de que tenemos más cosas en común, hasta con gente que se ve tan distinta, yo creo que podemos tener una mejor experiencia de vida.
Connecting with millions of Latin women, especially in Colombia, where Ojos de Mujer became the most outstanding E-original production in audience in 2021.
Porque tiene la personalidad, la tiene.
The show got great exposure thanks to a solid marketing campaign in collaboration with our affiliates and high levels of digital engagement.
Tengo algo que decir. No hay límites en mi voz.
Our PR efforts allowed us to reach more than 604 publications while getting $6,137,906 on PR value. Every woman's opinion is important.
Y hago con ella lo que quiera.
And we celebrate it here. Ojos de Mujer. This amazing conversation will continue on 2022, a brand new season that is already on production.
Me encanta estar escuchando sus opiniones porque me siento bella, me siento empoderada.
Coming soon.
Ojos de Mujer.
Todos podemos hacer la diferencia y dentro de nosotros está la respuesta.
Por eso me uní a la fuerza, para empezar a hacer un cambio.
Solo necesitamos la voluntad de cambiar, entendiendo que no debemos temerle a la igualdad.
La justicia no es solo una palabra. Es acción consistente.
Hacer lo correcto y reconocer nuestros errores no siempre resulta sencillo, pero tenemos la fuerza para desaprender conductas equivocadas.
No estás sola, estoy contigo.
Siendo un ejemplo para los demás con nuestras acciones, siempre enfrentando la violencia, la injusticia y el abuso de poder.
Verás todo lo que puedes hacer.
Ahora debemos ser eco de las historias que reflejan la lucha por la igualdad, conscientes del poder que tiene nuestra voz.
1, 2, 3, charge!
Es hora de dejar atrás los pensamientos obsoletos. Es momento de apoyar, respetar y aceptar.
Esto es mi vida.
Es valiente reconocer que todos somos diferentes y que esas diferencias nos unen. De nosotros depende transformar lo negativo en positivo.
No teman el futuro. Sean libres.
¿En dónde está nuestro poder? En la capacidad de rectificar, de cambiar y apoyar. Los hombres también alzan su voz por el poder femenino.
That's one of the factors that we did with UN, with Una Mujer. It's a fantastic campaign that has a lot of the main message that we need to take to the audience in Latin America. This one specifically was about, how men can support women. We call that female power. And this is a little bit, of the other campaigns that we did to support the UN.
Demandamos un día para conmemorar nuestra lucha. Marchamos contra la guerra. Reclamamos el derecho al voto. Y todas nuestras protestas fueron silenciadas. Pero eso solo nos impulsó más. Y nada ni nadie nos detendrá. Por eso, año tras año, cada 8 de marzo conmemoramos la perseverancia y seguiremos luchando hasta ser iguales, respetadas, libres y estar seguras.
And finally, we got everything together. You see that it's a lot of productions together, and we created our Voces campaign.
¿Alguna vez te han dicho que no eres suficiente?
Cuando estoy frente al espejo, escribo.
Claro que lo soy.
Nuestro poder está cambiando al mundo.
Si alguien me dice, no puedes lograrlo,
yo le digo, ya lo estoy haciendo.
Somos imparables.
Yo me hago escuchar.
Tengo el control de mi voz.
digo lo que pienso, porque puedo.
Amo mi sexualidad.
Amo mi piel.
Amo lo que soy. ¿Y tú?
Sé feliz contigo misma.
Nadie puede decirte qué hacer, qué pensar,
Ni qué vestir, porque lo que has estado buscando está justo en tu reflejo.
Alza entonces la mirada.
Toma el control. Tu voz es importante.
Atrévete a usarla.
sé la dueña de tu vida.
El poder está en ti.
En mí.
¿En mí?
En todas.
Porque juntas
Somos las voces de E.
somos las voces de E.
Somos las voces de E.
Estas somos nosotras, las voces de E.
So resilience, right? So that's what I have. I take with me all the time. Again, I'm Marcello Coltro. I work with NBCUniversal, and I'm here to be an ally to make sure that all voices are heard in Latin America. And as you see, we do that not only with our productions, but everything that is behind it with our team and with NBCUniversal. Thank you very much.